planning on stealing something?
No, ma'am, we're not.
Plan on murdering me in my sleep?
What? No.
Where do you get off?
Just a couple of people who totally got off, bro.
Hey, show us your basement.
What? No.
Good evening. Welcome back to another episode of Show Us Your Basement podcast, where we talk about movies. We rank them on a tier system from show us your greatness, show us your goodness, show us your mid, and then, of course, show us your basement. We are doing a bonus episode tonight in the eve of the release of Black Phone 2, directed by Scott Derrickson. And due to some scheduling conflicts, we did this kind of last minute. Josh wasn't able to join us. I was not able to see this film, but I wanted to be a part of kind of asking Alberto and Edgar, who did go see it on opening evening, that is tonight, on Thursday, October 16th. We've been anticipating this movie for quite a while, given the excitement about the first one that was several years now, probably back in 22, I want to say, something like that. Is that right?
2021, I believe.
2021, yeah, it's been a while.
Yeah, around there. Yeah,
we've had a long period between the sequel. It's been a long period between the first film and the sequel. So now here we are, and I'm excited to hear you guys' thoughts. You're fresh out, been out of the theater for about 30 minutes.
Yep.
How are we feeling? Who wants to kick it off?
Edgar, I think, because look, both Edgar and I have the same opinion about this movie, and you Eric will be shocked by what we're gonna say, but Edgar, you go ahead and tell Eric what your thought is.
It actually is one of my favorite movies of the year so far. It's really, really good.
And you were saying it's better than. Go ahead.
It's a tiny bit better than Weapons, and
Ooh, it's high praise.
Yes, it is.
Okay.
Like I was telling Albert, like minute 1 till the last scene of the film, there's no slow down, no filler, no nothing. He just gets straight to the point, straight to the story, which I like. And
well,
yeah, go ahead,
Eric. Well, okay, so I mean, do you have any specific questions, Eric, before we just jump in? I don't want us to just get into it and just start talking about. Do you have anything that you want to kind of guide us with this review?
Yes, sure.
Our brains are scattered right now. We're still kind of.
I know. It can take a minute to digest a movie after you see it. I guess for me, we talked about this on prior podcast episodes where this one looked like it took a much more horror, supernatural approach. How does that? Without, I guess. Are we doing spoilers? May I ask that real quick?
I mean,
are we going to try to keep this?
I was going to actually ask you. So I know you haven't seen it, Eric. Do you want to get into spoiler territory? Do you want to keep this?
I keep it as light as you can, but it's not the end of the world.
All right.
I would say, in comparison to the first one, which lacked maybe an understanding of some of the supernatural elements, where it kind of felt like, is this supernatural? Is it not? It may be a little confusing. This one certainly was marketed as much more of a horror, much more of a supernatural take, because it's a sequel, not a prequel. Where would you guys, starting there, talk to me about how that, what this was all about?
I would say it lives up to what the trailer shows, which is nice. He doesn't shy away or doesn't tell you
it embraces it, right?
It embraces it. I was telling Albert, it's The Shining meets Dream Warriors,
Nightmare on Elm Street,
which is a nice comparison to say. Yeah,
it really is. Yeah.
Okay. And it's weird. I told Albert the last episode was about horror sequels, and this one lives up to it.
Yeah.
So
kind of a fitting episode that's out right now. You can check out. This is sort of like an extension of that, right? The Black Phone 2 is a sequel to the first one. Does it match it? Does it surpass it? I mean, you and I kind of agree it does. It kind of does surpass the first one. honestly. Not everyone's going to feel that way. I know that there's going to be some people who probably prefer the first one over the second one, but just me and Edgar, we really vibed with this movie. This movie was great. So, yeah,
Was this a?
You go ahead.
Well, go ahead.
I was going to ask what
no,
was your question. I didn't know what.
Oh yeah.
If we answered.
So, The Shining and Dream Warriors. Give me a couple examples of how does that compare?
Well, obviously you do have the Nightmare on Elm Street element in this movie where the grabber is played by Ethan Hawke. Is like the Freddy Krueger of this movie. You know, he can get you in your dreams, and you have these cast of characters, particularly Finney and his sister Gwen. Don't know the actors off the top of my head, but those two characters really are kind of in sync with each other. They are exposed to this supernatural, like, other world, this dream world, and they are the warriors, I guess you could say, that fight back. They know how to fight back against the grabber. And then in terms of The Shining, I mean, they're in this youth camp that's like been snowed in by like a blizzard, and they can't leave anywhere. And so you got that sort of like just a little sprinkle of The Shining in there, you know. Which I'm glad that Edgar brought that up, because I was just like, yeah, no, I agree. This is kind of like The Shining as well. Like, it gave me some Shining vibes.
Yeah,
so.
Shining vibes. Yeah.
Okay, that sounds like very interesting. What's the time lapse in this story arc from the first one to this one? Because it carries over the same cast. What's the gap of time? Are we talking about actually 4 years? Are they going further into the future?
It is 4 years since the first one. Finney's like 18. Her sister, I'm not entirely sure. I think she's like 16, 17. I'm not sure, but yeah. So it's like a 4-year gap after the first movie, which they do a good job at kind of establishing the world, like the status quo, when everything's kind of been happening since then. I think they really do a good job without really exhausting the audience with like a recap. I think it helps to have seen the first one, just going into, like, if you just watch the first one tonight, for example, and then you go into the second one, it's almost going to feel like an entire movie, continuation. So
the transition is pretty smooth.
Pretty smooth, I would say. It's a pretty smooth transition. When was the last time you seen the Black Phone, the first one?
I mean, I saw it when it was released in theaters, so that's the only time I've watched it, and I'm disappointed that I haven't revisited it, but just, nothing personal.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I recommend you get a refresher, watch the first one. It's really going to complement this viewing with the second movie, especially because I think there's some callbacks to the first one that are like, makes it so much more satisfying to watch the second one. So it's not a requirement. I'm not saying it is, but it definitely is like a good refresher to just watch the first one. So
okay, was this taking place in Colorado again?
Yep.
Okay. Where in Colorado do they say? I know the first one they say Denver.
Place in Silverthorne, they said, right?
In the camp.
Oh.
Yeah.
The camp takes place in Silverthorne. That's another comparison to The Shining.
Oh,
right?
it said northern Denver.
North Denver.
But when they go to the camp, it's in
Silverthorne, yeah. But like getting there, right? So I guess we're starting to get into a little bit of spoilers, but like when they get to the youth camp, they have this like really good scene where they're playing a Pink Floyd song, and they're getting to the mountains. They're going to the camp, and it feels kind of like The Shining when they're like arriving to the Stanley Hotel.
Yeah.
It also has a little bit of Hateful Eight in it. Have you seen the Hateful Eight, Eric? Quentin Tarantino's?
I have not.
Okay, so you probably won't understand. Me and Edgar will understand, but there's a character in this movie that plays nearly the exact role of the same character from the Hateful Eight. Then when I was watching, I was like, is this the same dude? He sounds exactly the same.
Senor Bob.
Senor Bob. Eric, you won't know what we're talking about, but
No, it's okay.
It
Hopefully other
has
people do.
it has that feel to it
That
of The
too,
Shining.
yeah.
I really appreciated that. Cinematography, I know I like it's really well shot. Scott Derrickson or Erickson?
Erickson.
Derek.
Derrickson.
Derek, okay.
We gotta show love. And he's a Colorado native.
Yep.
But he's like just the way everything is composed. The shots are just so well done.
Like you said, the dream sequence is so awesome. The way they used
Yeah, they use like 8mm like that
Film.
grainy like VHS footage. Do you remember Sinister, Eric? Have you seen Sinister?
No,
Okay.
I'm just
Well, you should put
just
that on
throwing
your
in
list.
completions left and right. Yeah.
Put that on the short list too. That movie, Sinister. There's scenes in that film where you're seeing Ethan Hawke's character watch basically like snuff films on people getting killed, and it's like recorded in this like grainy 8mm like VHS footage.
Yeah.
Scott
Okay.
Derrickson,
I like that.
He brings that back for Black Phone 2, where you know when there's a dream sequence. There's no mistaking it, and I really appreciate how he brings that element back. It adds a sense of uneasiness to it. It's very intense when you're watching it. There's not really like there's like a you really enjoyed the score, right? This was composed by his brother,
I think so.
so it much props to this. Like the music is fucking great.
It fits for the time too, right? Like it has this synthesizer.
Synthesizer, yeah.
He uses a lot of that, so it's nice. It's nice. So the soundtrack too.
Like
so.
when you say synthesizer, you're talking about like synth wave kind of.
Yeah.
genre.
Like it
I know
follows
what
like
you're
that
talking
kind of.
Yeah, it's very good. That's very good. I love synth wave music because it does bring back nostalgic, and I know that you guys like that. Edgar, I heard your night call. I think phone ring.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. So,
Yeah.
We should probably shout out the movie Drive because they
Drive.
really
Oh,
like
my
sparked
God.
that genre to like exist
It
into
did.
more of a musical platform now, like a genre.
Yeah. No,
That's great.
you're
That's
right.
actually great. That's the best. I think that's the best type of music to use in like an old 80s kind of dark, old school nostalgic. It's like the perfect fit.
I agree. I agree.
So
It's not.
it brings like a lot of emotion
cinema.
into the movie that's
Yeah.
like nighttime, like sun's going down. You know what I mean? Just like that really good feeling. I want to get into Ethan Hawke, but I want to, before we go there,
Yeah.
how was the dialogue,
Oh,
the writing? How did it flow throughout the course of this movie?
if it was really on par with the first one, I would say.
I agree.
There's nothing here that feels like stilted or not at all like how people talk. Like for example, over the weekend, or not over the weekend, like a few days ago, I watched Trap by M. Night Shyamalan. Terrible movie, by the way. It's not a great movie. But one of the weaknesses of M. Night Shyamalan is his dialogue does not sound human. It just sounds like someone is just reading off a script. It just feels very like it takes you out of it. This feels very human. There's like these interactions between Finn and his sister that feel very like intense, and they're talking about what happened 4 years ago, and it just there's so much human emotion in there. Like I was kind of surprised by how much they managed to bring like a gravity of like, I don't know, like it could make you tear up. I could see some audience members watching this movie and just being like, oh damn, they got me in the feels a little bit,
Yeah.
It's especially, and I know we're going to talk about Ethan Hawke, but like the Grabber has some really great lines in here. The way he talks, the way he like just perfect casting. Like if they had miscast or not miscasted, if they have recasted Ethan Hawke, this movie would not have fucking worked. He's just such a compelling force in this movie. So I know you're probably going to ask that, right, Eric?
Yeah. I mean, I guess the big thing about this film is, and in the first one is, obviously we always want to look at the villain. How does the villain carry the movie? I've always kind of felt like the villain is kind of what makes the movie, because you have to pick a side, and When you have a great villain, it makes you want the protagonists to always really prevail in such a heroic way, I suppose. Did Ethan Hawke bring it? Did he bring this to the table?
Oh, I mean, Edgar, go ahead. I feel like I've been speaking a lot. But what do you think of Ethan Hawke's performance?
I feel like he turned up the
ante a little bit.
Yes, the way he delivers it this time.
Oh man,
you know, like you were just saying, he has some kick-ass fucking like lines here. He's very menacing.
Yes,
that's what I like about this one. Yes,
you can tell he's letting loose. He's having a lot more fun with this one. You know, he's channeling his inner Freddy Krueger without the humor. Right, he's not dropping like cheesy little one-liners or anything like that. He's like, he's like what? Who's the actor who played Freddy Krueger in the remake?
Oh, I know who you're talking about.
You know who I'm talking about, right? It feels like Ethan Hawke did a better job at that version of like Freddy Krueger. He's much more intimidating. He's much more menacing. Without giving a lot away, you really feel like the cards are stacked against the protagonists in this movie.
Yeah, right.
Like you really feel like anyone could go at any minute. Like that's how much of a force he was, you know. And they give him a little bit more of a backstory here too. Nothing that like taints his character. It adds to his character, you know.
I agree.
By the way, just to answer the question, Jackie Earle Haley played the remake.
I was okay.
So it sounds like, you know, God, Ethan Hawke. I feel like he's really turned it up here at where he's at in his career. You know, like he's aged well, and now he's like really starting to step into these serious roles where you're like, wow, this is a serious character.
Yeah.
Not to say he never wasn't, but I think I remember when he first kind of hit the scene, his first big movie was Training Day. And then I kind of feel like it cooled off. Like you didn't really see him for a while. And now he's kind of like making this resurgence. So that's great to hear that he's playing this role. So the Grabber, we're kind of at a new villain here, a name.
Yes.
He's got 2 movies now. He's masked. Did they do a lot of the dynamic changing of the masks with the personalities?
Oh,
yes. That take place?
Well, I was going to bring that up, actually. The first one, that's what I was just thinking about that. Like, doesn't he have, like, not split personality, but he plays, like, different people, right, in the first one? This one, he's just straight up a fucking, like, a villain, a fucking menace. I don't think there's, like, a switch to that, you know? He embraces where he's at, if that makes sense, without spoiling it.
Yes. Yeah. No, like there's a scene in this movie where Ethan Hawke is taking Gwen to a certain location, and it reveals a bit more about a character from the first movie, and what happened to them. And I think that's the closest thing you'll get to a different, like, where he like switches not to a complete villain, because he tells Gwen, like, I'm doing you a kindness, right? And at first she's like, what do you mean, like, doing you a kindness? And, like, by showing you the truth before I gotta do what I gotta do. Which is like, god damn, like he you can tell like he's pulling all the strings before, because I mean, I'm not saying this movie isn't like unpredictable in its pacing or anything like that. I'm pretty sure if there's any weaknesses about this movie is that you kind of know where it's going, so there's nothing that's gonna like surprise you. But before the tables turn around and the protagonists kind of get the upper hand, the Grabber, you can just like he holds all the cards. Like, I love how they build him up in this movie. You don't see him until like almost 30? almost that like half hour mark.
30 minutes, yeah.
You know,
so they pace him pretty well.
They do. They do. You hear his voice more than you see him first. Yeah, I really like that. That was like such a good call.
That's good. You can so many films can kind of fumble the ball when it comes to oversaturating a villain and giving you kind of too much, you know, to where it like really dilutes what the character is.
Yeah.
So it sounds like maybe his character was maybe a little like sympathetic, like maybe a little sympathy for the devil. Am I saying that right? Does that make sense?
Not so. No,
It's like trying to convince them to show them the truth, or am I?
So you'll know what I
on that?
mean. You'll know what I mean when I say that. Like, this is still a sinister villain. Like, there's no sympathy for this guy at all. But it's more so in the way that he like tortures his victims, I guess. Like, he doesn't just go straight to like killing you. More kind of like Freddy Krueger, he like tortures you and plays like some mind games from you, like with the characters and shit. So there's no like blurring the lines between whether he's like a sympathetic villain. No, he's a straight up fucking serial killer. He's a slasher in this movie. So yeah, no, I don't think so. I think he's still pretty menacing.
Okay. So he's pretty okay. So menacing is really just kind of summing up everything.
Go ahead.
you
Go ahead.
know.
Well, that scene specifically that you're talking about, it just reminded me like for Eric and for our audience who's listening, pay
I
attention.
was exposed to a lot of dicks, you know.
Oh shit! Sorry, that was
Josh. He hopped on real quick.
sorry, he's talking to us from the other side. I don't know what's going on? Go ahead.
Pay attention to the grabber, you know, because in that scene, he has half his mask off, and you start to notice little changes to the grabber, which is kind of cool, which I like about this.
Yeah, he still switches his masks.
Oh, he does.
Primarily, he wears the one that's in the promos and everything like that, but he wears the sad one. He wears the half one.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Without spoiling it, like his, you know what I'm talking about, right?
Look, there's not really a spoiler. If you've seen the trailer, you know that his body's kind of decomposing.
Yeah.
So, which is a really nice touch, you know, where it's like, as the movie goes on, he's kind of deteriorating.
That's what I'm saying, yeah.
You know, I really like that element of it. Like, when you watch Eric, I think you'll really appreciate, like, his how he looks this time around. You know, it looks like he just crawled out of his grave.
Yeah.
And he stays that way. So I really appreciate that.
Okay. Well, it sounds like they really turned up the dial. So I know we just released an episode talking about sequels and, you know, the good one, the best sequels and maybe some of the worst sequels.
Yeah.
And we were kind of touching on it a little bit at the beginning. It sounds like, based on your guys' reaction, this really took a step up. Do you think there is room for a trilogy, or are we going to be set with just the sequel? Should we stay? What are your thoughts on that?
I mean, there's personal opinion, right? If people want more, and then there's just like the objective fact. And I think this movie ties everything up in a nice bow. I don't think there's any need to revisit this character anymore. I think that, because I was telling Edgar this when we were getting in the car when we were heading home. Like, this was a short story by Joe Hill, and it ended with just the first movie, right? That was it. The fact that Scott Derrickson managed to add another layer to this movie was so impressive that, like, it manages to add to something that only existed in a short story. Like, it's crazy. And I feel like if they do more, it will definitely taint it. Mm-hmm. Regardless of whether they do a 3 or a prequel or whatever, I feel like the second one should just stay as, like, that's it. Mm-hmm. That's the story, and then we're done. I think this is the definitive end here.
Do you think the odds of doing a prequel are higher than maybe just leaving it?
Oh, I mean, the box office numbers will dictate that, right? Mm-hmm. If it makes a lot of money, I know, then they'll definitely
do the prequel route.
Mm-hmm. I just don't want to see a prequel. You know, I feel like this is it. Like, and I don't know if Ethan Hawke is interested in doing more. Yeah. I think this was his like last hurrah with this character, and I think he did a phenomenal job. And I don't see how they could continue exploring this character any further in a prequel. I think it'd be too God, I just lost the word, but I don't know. There's no need. There's no need. I feel like the second one is it. So that's what I would say.
So where do you think the grabber has put himself in the pantheon of villains and amongst primarily the horror genre. We've got a lot. I mean, we've had some players enter the room recently. I would say probably Art the Clown.
Art the Clown
kind of become like a known character.
Yeah.
I mean, does he fit in this, or I mean, what do you think? Is it matter?
Most definitely.
100%. He's in Fortnite, dude. The biggest game of all time. Like right now, there's like an event on Fortnite. I think it's like their Halloween event, and the Grabber is a character you can just. I don't know if you can play him, but he's in the game. If that doesn't say anything about his character and where he like ranks in the pantheon of like iconic horror villains, I don't know what will tell you. But like that, I think he's fantastic. I think he's iconic. To me at least.
Okay. Well,
so
that's great. We're right. So if we're gonna give it a ranking, and early, you got to let things marinate. But if you shoot from the hip, you just came instant reaction. Where do you guys rate this on our scale from greatness?
What do you think, Go Art?
Wow. Where do I rank this? God damn. Well, first off, I don't know if we lost Eric, but he's like,
oh no,
image is very blurry right now for those who can't see on Discord.
Can I finish my argument?
Whoa, Eric, Josh, why are you jumping in right now, man? Come on, just like give us a second.
Is this like football?
Great, of course. That I think Josh sabotaged.
Yep, he sabotaged it.
I think Eric is that fucking guy. He's like the Grabber.
Yep.
He infiltrated Discord and got Eric to get kicked off. Oh, fuck. Josh.
It's not porn. It's movie.
Whoa.
It's cinema.
We're not talking about fucking porn here, man.
This guy.
This was just our way of.
I got cut out, so I'm back.
Yeah,
okay.
we had Josh infiltrated it.
It's not porn. It's movie. It's cinema.
We'd have to have we had Josh come in from the other side for a second while Eric was incommunicado. But anyways,
I already gave my opinion. I said it's greatness for me. Like I said, I enjoyed
greatness.
The story. I enjoyed the pacing, the soundtrack, the characters, everything about it. Every minute of that movie I enjoyed. So.
Do you hear that, Eric?
How about you, Alberto? Yep, I got it.
That's crazy. Greatness already. Mm-hmm. I'm gonna go high good, and I think over time it will turn into greatness. I think
you're saying you let it marinate.
I am letting it marinate. I am.
Are you being conservative with that pick?
I am just because I don't want to jump the gun and say greatness too early. But it does. I do feel like in time, my opinion will change to greatness. But just because I'm letting the movie kind of just sit with me still, I'm gonna say it's a high good. Really, like just this much from being greatness. So that's where I will put it. I think it's high good, and people will enjoy it. Mm-hmm. If you're a fan of the first one, you definitely have to watch the second one. I'm kind of curious to see what you guys are going to think, you and Josh. Mm-hmm. Do you still have plans of watching this movie, Eric?
Oh, absolutely, yeah. I mean, especially after hearing this, I mean, I can hear and see the excitement in your guys' voice, the emotions. This was like one of these movies you went and saw, and I think you were more fulfilled than you probably were going into it. And I think that's always the best feeling, is to go into something and be like, oh man, that just hit, boom. So this gets me really excited. I'm really happy that you guys are able to share these emotions in the moment, and this is great. I'm excited to see it too.
Yeah. Hopefully we didn't oversell it. That's my only worry, is that we like hyped it up too much.
Oh, I think that you glazed it, but that's not always a bad thing. It's okay to be hype about something.
Yeah. You know? I mean, this is gonna be for me, the movie that broke the October curse. I think there was a lot of movies that came out, weren't so great. They were kind of, in the mid category, I guess you could say. This one is like the first one that I think just knocked it out of the park. So I really had a great time in this. And if Josh was here, I would tell him, hey man, this movie knew how to end better than Weapons did. I think Scott Derrickson knows how to end his movies, unlike Zach Krager. But because we didn't even talk about the ending, but without giving too much, boy, it's just so satisfying. Like I was in the movie theater, like just like, oh, that's how you end the movie. That was great. That was great.
Okay. Well, that's great to hear. Well, I think we probably have shared enough without giving up too much on this movie. Check out The Black Phone 2. If you are listening, drop a like, a subscribe.
Yes.
And real quick, I am one chapter into Alberto Moreno's book, This Is Love. You can pick that up on Amazon.
That's right. I was going to
You
ask
can get
you
it
that
on
question.
paperback. You can get it on audiobook. And check that out. Maybe drop a link.
Yeah. Well, hold on. I would have to clarify. I don't know if it's on audiobook. I don't think I did audiobook for This Is Love.
Well, you can check it out on Amazon.
Yeah.
They'll
you can check it
deliver
on
to you in
Amazon, as well as my second book. I don't want to give too much of a plug, but there's 2 books on there you can check out. Closers and This Is Love on Amazon. So
okay to plug. This is your podcast.
Yeah. You're right. You're right.
All right. Well, hey, do you got anything you want to send us off with?
Other than I don't know, just go birds.
Go birds.
Go birds.
Go birds.